Okay, I think we're live on TikTok and we should be live on YouTube as well. If you are on YouTube and can hear me, let me know. I don't like this angle where it's both of them, but I don't think I can fix it. So I'm just going to be doing the thing where I go camera here, and we'll do it. But yeah, if you're on YouTube and you can't hear me, let me know. And otherwise, let's just get into it. So I didn't do a video before about the starting lineup. I like the starting lineup a little. I'm concerned about the continued reliance on Crystal Dunn at left back. I would like to see other people at left back. I know we were going to try Avery Patterson at left back, and now we're playing her on the right where she normally plays, which is good. But again, a little concerned long term about what is happening at left back, especially when you're leaving people off the roster who can play that position. So let's see. Is anyone else watching on Peacock only able to watch in Spanish? Yeah. So in Peacock, they only have the Spanish language rights because they're partners with Universo. So that's why Max would have it in English. TBS has it in English. So those are your options for English language. Let's see. But yeah. So anyway, hello. Okay. Lots of you on TikTok. I'm also on YouTube. Less of you on YouTube always. So Maddie Darlene would have a better shot converting to left back. Yeah, that's what I said on my Instagram stories. Maddie Darlene, I think, is phenomenal. Very fun to watch. You don't often get players of that size with that foot skill and that pace. Like, that combo doesn't happen that often. So I'm very curious about converting her to a left back. And it doesn't look like anybody's tried it. So I'm just curious if somebody's talked to her. Did I order the new kit or jacket? Yeah, I did. And they're not here yet. It's also like it's very warm in my house in Oakland, so we had to go with the Old Navy tank top. If you know, you know. Is China a good team? They're a fine team. They're not as good as us. They will give us a solid friendly, but it's not like in a real competition. I would never expect them to be competitive at this stage. So I'm so excited for Abello. I'd like to see Abello in at left back a little bit more. That'd be nice. Does Fox not starting surprise you? I thought she was, so I'm very happy she's resting. I also thought she would probably start because I don't think we've been keen to rest her. But I'm delighted because I think she needs a rest. I frankly would have been in favor of her sitting this camp out and taking a month off. But let's see. Shaw Albert official performance. Begrudgingly, the strongest of those three was it wasn't Shaw, it was Albert. Frankly, Albert playing in the 10 looked much better. So I'm just gonna level with y'all on that. I thought she looked markedly better playing at the 10 and playing with that group than she's looked with U.S. Women's National Team. So do we have the bench listed? If we do, I didn't see it. Why Sam's isn't getting playing time if she doesn't start against Japan? I don't know why Sam's keeps getting called in to just sit on the bench. Genuinely don't understand it. It is probably the most confusing thing to me currently about the pool. Reminder to folks on TikTok, I am on TikTok, I'm on YouTube. If you come in on YouTube and ask me a question, you have a much higher chance of me seeing it because there are only like 8 people on the YouTube, and on here there's the YouTube, Jesus. And there's way more of you here. So let's see. I'm excited to see Lily starting. I'm always excited to see Lily starting. I'm nervous for this summer to see where she ends up, because I don't think she stayed in Ajax. Do I think this is Emma Hayes' preferred lineup minus Fox? Yes, I do. What do I think about Albert to Leon? I think it's a mistake for her. I can see why Leon wants her, but I don't think she's going to see minutes at a fairly pivotal part of her career and development. So I just don't see how she breaks into that starting lineup at that position. So I wouldn't go there if I were her. Do I think Sonnet is having a good enough season to start over the other center back? Okay, so first issue. I don't ever want to see, I hate it when I see it. It keeps happening more and more. I don't like to see 2 center backs that are under 5'7", okay? Shouldn't be happening. You got to have a big girl back there. And between Sonnet and Germa, you're starting Germa if you're picking between the shorter folks. So Emily Sonnet again is a band-aid. I don't see her as a long-term solution at that position. And I don't think anybody else does either, because I think she's being used as a band-aid by anybody competent. Score prediction, I'm going 3-0. So let's see. Do I think Emma's going to look for a natural center back for 2027? Yeah, I mean, look, if Tina Davidson comes back in and is healthy, I think that's a natural fit. Obviously, she's working on other folks. Like the trend right now is for a ball playing center back, and that seems to be the priority. I think that is not wrong. But again, one of the two needs to be over 5'7". Okay, like one of the two ideally needs to be like in the 5'10" range. I don't want to see two 5'6" players at center back. Just a bad call. Geralda's to Lyon. That appears to be happening. That reporting has only gotten stronger at this point. There will be a longer form piece of content from me on it. I am still processing my thoughts. I find it very concerning. It's the first time I've fully been concerned about this whole idea of multi-club ownership at the top level. We'll see. So, Cass, thank you for the rose. A lot of Cook injuries shattered my heart. Yeah, devastating. Really, really poor timing for her. She was finding form. She was back on the U.S. Women's National Team radar. She was playing great. It's a bummer for Kansas City. It's a bummer for her professionally, just because, again, I think really bad timing with her finally breaking back into U.S. Women's National Team just to get that injury. So that's a rough go. Does Davidson come back into the pool after her injury? She's got the height. Yeah, I think, and she's younger too, right? So I think she's coming back in if she's still, like, if she recovers well from that injury, she comes back in. Do I see Sanchez coming back? No. I think she would be back this pool if she was coming back. Do I see Jane Campbell getting another call up in the future? I don't know what's happening with Jane Campbell, just candidly. And it's, again, that's not like a comment on her form. I have no criticism of her form. Just like you've got whatever's going on at club, which I think is more of a power play by the coach. Which I hate to see for goalkeepers. But if you're not playing at club, you're not getting called up to the U.S. Women's National Team. You're just not. I would love to see McKeown and Germa paired. Yeah, if you're going to give me two short center backs, give me those two. But, I think this was about trying out Avery Patterson a little bit more and seeing what she does with what is the strongest backline otherwise. So let's see it. I'd be curious to see Sharple's going to call up. I don't hate that. Who do I think is in the running for left back? Again, my personal current, I mean, Abello's there, right? So you play her there. My personal current favorite theory is let's convert Maddie Darlene to a left back because I think she is fantastic. I'm not convinced she's ever going to break in and start at that position on this squad. It's just too deep at playing up top on the wing there. It's too deep. Maybe with the right injuries, and I don't think she's a big drop off from an Alyssa Thompson, from, other folks we see rotate through there. I think she's like right there, but she's going to be just outside of it. So like, do you try to do the left back thing? I'd like to see it personally. Do we see LeBonta this game? I'm going to go no. I would love to see her this game, but I think next game you see her. Is there a reason why Sams has been called into camp since the Olympics but hasn't played much at all? This is my biggest mystery of this, just what's been happening with these rosters. I do not understand why we keep calling her in just to not play her. Genuinely don't understand what's happening there. It's not happening with anybody else. So I don't get it. Did I see Kristen Press had a knock last week? Yeah, I did. It seemed pretty minor, though. It was like she had a heat pack on. With respect to Angel City, as soon as Strauss arrives, we will get a new assessment here, because otherwise I don't, Sam Lady does not make decisions that make sense to me. Foxy, no, Foxy should rest. If Foxy was getting minutes, she'd have been in. You don't need to see what Foxy looks like coming off the bench. That's not a use case for her that you're assessing. So, frankly, I think she's just in camp to give camp stability and to talk to some of these younger players, but I don't expect to see her playing in these friendlies. It would if she didn't play in this friendly, I don't think we're gonna see it. Geralda's quitting Spirit is crazy. I mean, did he quit Spirit or was he transferred? Right? I mean, that's the problem when all these teams are owned by the same folks. What time is the game? It should be in about 5 minutes. So, and the players are kind of out in a circle doing a thing. Do I see Yasmin getting called back in? It really depends on, how the injury recovery goes and how everybody else's injury recovery goes, right? That position, anything frontline, there's so much depth. There are so many players working in there that are all at different states of injury at different points in time. So I don't know. Depth chart-wise, most recently, I would have had her on the outside looking in for this camp anyway. So we'll see. I think Claire Hutton will be subbed on late minutes of the second half if she plays. I think that is accurate, and I expect to see her start next game. I like Claire Hutton. I think that Emma Hayes likes Claire Hutton. I think you need to be trying other folks out at that defensive mid position. Could you see a center back so at halftime? I would be surprised. That would be an injury situation to me. Who do I think will be in goal in the second game this window? I actually would not be surprised if it's PTJ both times. I think this is PTJ's spot to lose at this point. I do not think it's close. And if we see her play it 2 times, then sorry, everybody, you can go home and pack it up. But I do think this is a signal with her at least getting the start of the first match of camp, which is traditionally where we've been seeing Emma play her strongest available lineup. So I think that starting spot is hers to lose. Do I think we'll see triple espresso again? No. Sorry. I just don't think you're going to see all 3 of them healthy and at peak again at the same time. There's also just other talent competing in there. So I don't know that you ever see a triple espresso lineup again. What the hell happened to Casey Murphy? I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, she's just, she can still she's a good shot stopper sometimes, but she's always good for like one just goalkeeper boner a game. And like, that's not the vibe right now. What rookie will be the first to get a call up? I mean, Real should be getting called to the full senior at some point here, I would think. Have we seen PTJ and Germa together yet? We have not. Is Real the future left back? I think she should be getting called in. Yeah, I do. I don't see why not. Am I aware of Gia Corley? Would she have a spot if she chose the US? I think she's good at Germany. I'm very aware of Gia Corley. I'm a little surprised she hasn't gotten a full call up at Germany yet. Very surprised, but I mean, unless that is her like deliberately turning them down while she sorts herself. But I think she's very good. I don't know that she breaks in here well. Again, that whole positional area, like look what's happened with Jaden Shaw and moving around, right? I think Shaw's better than Corley. So if I were her, I'd be picking Germany, just in terms of like where I would have the best shot at breaking in. What about Nice Water? I always root for her as a SoCal girl, but she needs to step up her game. I mean, she needs to get back on the pitch, man. She needs minutes. US squad is so deep. Good problem to have. It's a great problem to have. It's a fantastic problem to have. We have like little pockets where it's unclear who's next up, right? But that's hard. Do I think Rose will be back? I think she will eventually be back. But I just don't. That timeline is all over the place. Is Huerta out too? You think? Yeah, I don't see Huerta coming back into the squad. Will Staub or Mace be back? Staub I could see coming back. I think we'll know next camp. I think if she's back healthy. If she's back in the mix next camp, then she's back in the mix next camp. But if she's not, that's not good. It's unlucky for Jenna because McCabe is just that good at the moment. I mean, we should have been. We brought her in to use her to free people up and to create more options, and it didn't happen. Which frankly leads me to believe that perhaps she wasn't performing where she needed to be. How much longer will Heaps be here? Heaps will play the next World Cup and Olympic cycle, and then she'll go on her merry way. I don't think she's going anywhere this cycle. I would kill for Kristen Press to make another roster. She is not. Girl, she's barely making the Angel City roster, whether that's from Sam Lady negligence or from where her own fitness is at. We will find out under Strauss, because I don't think, like, that's always my favorite thing where people are like, oh, we got to give her more time. Like, she's coming off injury. Are you saving her for a special occasion? She's 36. Like, what are you? What's the harm? Like, let her rip. You know? Like, anyway. Is there a legal way to watch the game in Europe, Poland specifically? I do not know. I think Women's Football Live would be your best bet, but that depends on how you feel about it being legal. I don't think it's like sketchy. Sanchez or DeMello? I think Sanchez is out. I don't see Sanchez returning to this pool. DeMello would surprise me too. So, can we have an alumni league? I need Tobin. That could be fun. How do we think Smith and Swanson will fit back in after pregnancy? I mean, you just don't know what people are going to look like when they come back, and where everybody else is going to be at. So it's really, really challenging to say. I think there's a lot of other great players who are coming on in those positions. Thoughts of San Diego Wave this season? Yeah, so I didn't do my NWSL upgrade video or my category video, but they're getting an upgrade. They're contenders. Absolutely. They've been, they're fun to watch. Very fun attacking footy. These are things I never thought I'd say about Yulma Sandoval, but here we are. Very, very fun attacking football. That midfield has been shockingly effective for containing some players I didn't think particularly highly of. Defense is still vulnerable, but like they're contenders. They're absolutely contenders. He needs like one good, strong defensive signing over the summer, and they could have a title. Do I think Alyssa Melanson will ever return to camp? So I don't know. I don't think so right now. Again, another player that is not in a stable position at club at the moment, and that makes that hard to assess. But I don't know what Albertine Montoya is doing right now at the FC. The roster the starting lineup selection is all over the place. It's inconsistent. Again, if you are not playing meaningful minutes at club, you're not coming into this roster right now. Like it's too competitive. Okay, they're walking out, y'all. I see it happening. Okay, so if you're new here, halftime we return. Post match we return. And yeah, let's fucking go. Okay, and YouTube, I always say bye to you last. See y'all at halftime.